in the fifth inning. And when it was 4-2 going into that fifth inning, I didn't think that the wheels were going to come off quite like they did for Cliff Lee. And I know a lot of people made the reference for game 2 of the NLDS against the Cardinals back in 2011. But, man, it had those vibes. It was actually worse. I mean, people were really making that comparison yesterday. And, yeah, it definitely gave me flashbacks to that, especially once you got up 4-0, which is exactly what the lead was when Cliff Lee got the ball in that, or when Cliff Lee was pitching in that game. But this was a lot worse than that. I think Cliff Lee still only allowed 4 runs in that game. This was 6 runs on 7 hits, and like 1 was against the brother, and a lot of drama and storylines that just went into it. And then the other thing was Aaron Nola was up in so many counts, like 1-2 counts, 0-2 counts, and then he would just either make a mistake or a guy like Soto, for instance, just jumped on. I think Nola said after the game it was a fastball. It was registered as a sinker, but it was inside. It was off the plate, and Soto just jumped all over it. And that was the pitch that ended up making it a tie ball game, 4-4. And you leave him in to face Machado, and he gets Machado, and then you take him out for Hand versus Cronenworth, which just didn't make any sense to me, but we'll get into that. Just overall reaction to the game, complete gut punch, complete disappointment, and unfortunately, the Cliff Lee comment does rear its ugly head here, and I know it's not comforting to a lot of people, but I find it somewhat comforting for myself, and that's baseball. It sucks. There's a lot of things we can debate, and we will as the show goes on today, but just to give you the overall reaction, I'm not going to lose my mind over game 2 of a 7-game series where the Phillies did their job, which is every team's job. Yes, it's great to win both games. That's also very difficult. However, they took game 1. They lost game 2. They did the same thing in Atlanta. That was only a 5-game series. This is a 7-game series with a 2-3-2 format. So the Phillies have the next 3 games at home. They got to face the San Diego Padres. Not only have to face Ranger Suarez, who's had a hell of a year for himself and a lineup that was mashing all year for the most part, but they have to face the Citizens Bank Park crowd. They have to face the Phillies fans. And I had that confidence about me during yesterday's show, and I'm not going to let this one game ruin any of that. Because if there's anything that I can have faith in, it's that the San Diego Padres are going to be walking into a pretty dangerous and intimidating environment. So, hey, get on them. Get your souvenir cups down at CBP. Yeah, one more sip. Get your spiked cider there. Get your spiked whatever the hell else it is they got there. Whatever's got the Jim Beam in it. Just have yourself a good time. And make sure you go in there and you look to intimidate, because the Phillies are going to need to pick me up after this. Gene Segura talked about it after the game. He's looking forward to getting back to CBP, playing at home. Bryce Harper, as you would expect, talked about it. Aaron Nola talked about it after the game. Rob Thompson talked about it after the game. They are looking for that 10th man out there on the field, and you are going to be that, Philadelphia. So that I'm not concerned with.